Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pazzapodcast. My name is Travis. We're doing another episode of the Calcio Unheralded Legends this week after taking a week off of it. It's a sub-series that I really enjoyed doing, kind of profiling players of a very important time of Serie A for me. Importantly, it shaped my foundation of Serie A, Calcio, Italian culture, the love that I have for it. It was a era of Serie A that has been plagued with controversy and scandal. A lot of people say it's a dark era for Serie A, but for me, there was a lot of great teams, a lot of great players, and I'm trying to focus on players that maybe people who are new to Serie A or maybe have forgotten who were around during that time. Some players that weren't up on the levels of a Totti, Del Piero, Micoli, Di Natale, like some of these legendary Pirlo, Ibrahimovic, some of these legendary players that we all remember and watch highlights of. I'm trying to mention players that we need to also highlight that were very important to that time. It's a really fun series for me, getting to do the research, remembering these players. The views aren't as high as some of my other videos, but that's fine. I just really enjoy doing it. We'll try and make the videos shorter. So yeah, we'll dive in. We're doing this week Giuseppe Mascara. He best known for his time at Catania. Short, only 5'8", a la Micoli or Di Natale that I've mentioned. Doesn't have the numbers that those guys have, but he has some bangers of goals that if you go back and watch his highlights, he had some great goals. And he'll be remembered as a Catania and Sicilian legend, one of the few players to ever play for Palermo and Catania to make that switch between the heated rivalry. So yeah, he's a pretty important player in my opinion during this era. And that if you have a moment to go look at his YouTube videos and see some of his goals, I think you'll get an appreciation for him. He was born on the 22nd of August in 1979 in Sicilian town of Caltagirone. It's in Catania. Population about 39,000 people, so not a tiny town. He started mainly his career in the amateur sides, Serie D, Comizzo, and then moved to Ragusa, another Serie D side, and stayed there from 1997 until he was 18. This is when he finally got his move to professional Italian football with Serie C1 side Battipariese, it's a southern Italian side out of Campania. I played there for a season before moving to Avellino, another Campania side just on the mainland of Italy from Sicily. He moved to Avellino in 2000. This is really where I guess he began starting to make his ascent in Italian football was with Avellino. 29 appearances, 16 goals for the club, and pretty impressive 16 goals, 29 appearances for a forward of his stature, 5'7", 5'8". Finding the way to score 16 goals in 29 appearances, all in all, is impressive. This earned him a move in 2001 to Salernitana, Lautaro Martinez's favorite team to score upon, but didn't really manage to make any appearances. Couldn't find if he was injured or not or anything. Only made one appearance. Did score a goal in that one appearance, though. Wasn't a successful move to Salernitana. But this also spurned his move back to Sicily. 2002, he got his move back to Sicily under Maurizio Zamperini's Palermo, which shout out to Zamperini. Have another episode if you want to watch of Calcio Unheralded Legends about Zamperini. Really interesting character, funny guy. Take a look. I think you guys would appreciate it. I'll try and link it in the bio if I can. But yeah, look at Zamperini. He played 38 times in his one season with Palermo, scoring 6 goals, and they finished 10th in Serie B. Despite his good numbers here, or I guess in spite of his good numbers here, he was then loaned and got his first taste of action of Serie A. He was loaned to Genoa for the 2002-2003 season, and yeah, made his Serie A appearance, his first Serie A appearance under the Genovese club, and yeah, played 13 appearances there, 2 goals, and maybe at that point thought that his time would stay in Serie A, but back at Palermo, they transfer listed him pretty much. From what it said, it seemed like Zamparini, he wanted that taste of Serie A, and so he didn't think Mascara would be a person that would get them there. Transfer listed him, lo and behold, he moves to Catania, Palermo's fierce rivals in Sicily. Uh, he had a great first season in Catania. He They finished ninth, so they didn't get promoted. But he scored 13 goals in 41 appearances, a pretty damn good return for a first season with the club, helping them not gain promotion but not get relegated in Serie B. It seemed like he would, you would reward a player with a great season and keep them. But surprisingly enough, they sent him on loan to Perugia for the next season, the 04-05 season, which he had a good season. Interestingly enough, Catania finished 12th that season. Perugia finished third in promotion, although they filed bankruptcy and was demoted back to Serie C. Interesting that they sent Mascara over to Perugia and finished worse than they did with Mascara. And I think maybe they got the message after that, because he stayed with them the next season and they finished second, earning promotion to Serie A. Mascara would then stay with Catania until 2011, stayed there for 5 seasons as with them in Serie A. After that, moved to Perugia. He had 226 appearances for the Sicilian club, 58 goals. Like I said, he was a player small in stature. He wasn't a 30 goal, 20 goal a season player. 10 goals, maybe 8 goals a season. But this was the time when we had a lot of players like him, shorter players alongside other strikers, 2 forward systems, and could really make an impact on a match other than scoring. I really enjoyed watching Mascara. He seemed to drift to the left a little bit more as a forward, as a sports striker as well. Very tricky, would just always pop up. He scored an incredible 40-yard goal against Palermo, against Marco Emilia, former Italian international, pretty decent goalie. Lobbed him in a game that Catania won 4-0 over Palermo at. And I think you could consider Mascara a Catania legend. Like I said, 226 appearances, 58 goals. Never got relegated when he was at the club. They finished 13th, 17th, 1 point off of relegation, 15th, 13th, 12th. So not impressive returns, but for a side like Catania, a small side, being able to stay in Serie A for that long was impressive enough. And Mascara was at the forefront of a lot of this, of them staying up. He played alongside players like Maxi Lopez, Mauro Icardi's favorite player, Takayuki Morimoto, a very promising Japanese player. A lot of people thought was going to be one of the big, huge Japanese players of the time. Jorge Martinez, Pablo Ledesma, Ginotha Spinazzi, all these players he played next to and had a big impact at Catania. If you know anything about Catania, their jerseys with the pink and blue, the Rossazzurri, I think is what their nicknames are. The Elefantes, Li Elefanti, I think is their nickname. He also played another name I need to mention, Roberto De Zerbi, former Sassuolo, former Brighton, current Marseille manager, was also on one of these squads with Giuseppe Mascara. And yeah, really important player for Catania over those seasons. I urge you all to watch, again, his highlight reel. He was a part, though, and we'll mention this, I've mentioned it before, of the huge controversial match in February 7th, 2007. It was the Palermo-Catania Sicilian derby that's marred by death and protest. It was a match 1-2-1 by Catania, suspended for 40 minutes during the match due to tear gas being used. Not going to get into big details. It led to the loss of a life of a Sicilian officer, Filippo Raciti. Really bad stuff. Mascara was a part of this match. He started. If you're interested in it, look a little deeper into it. But yeah, another dark moment of Serie A during this era. But the end of his career, the player known as Mascarinho, because of his trickiness, liking him to a Brazilian, the Italian, his nickname, or Pepe PlayStation, because again, he was tricky, short, very much similar to the mold of Miccoli and Di Natale was Mascara, a fun player to watch. He ended up getting his move in January of 2011 on the last day of the transfer window to Napoli. Played there for exactly one season. It was a 1.5 year move, but he didn't make it 1.5 years. He made it just until the next January. 21 appearances for the Neapolitan club, 4 goals. He moved to Serie A New Boys in January of 2012, Novara. Played with them for the rest of their campaign, although they got relegated. 15 appearances, 3 goals for them. This led to him moving to Al Nassr under Walter Zenga. He was the one that wanted to bring in Mascara. Apparently, Luca Toni was at Al Nassr at that point, but wanted to move away. Zenga said, "Hey, I got a guy. Let's bring in Mascara." He played there for a season, 22 appearances and 13 goals. Pretty successful for Mascara. As all Italians do, though, they want to come back and end their career in Italy. He came back, played played a season for Serie B side Pescara, 27 appearances, 4 goals there. Ended his career there as an Italian top flight player. He did play 2 more seasons in amateur Serie D sides, Siracusa and Scordia, before retiring in 2016. He did have one Italy Azzurri appearance in 2009. He's the first Catania player to ever make an appearance for the Italian national team at this point. And it was June 6, 2009 against North Ireland. Shout outs to Mascara being the only Catania player to make that appearance at that time. And now he is trying his hand at management. He has really only managed Serie D sides and amateur sides, but he is now the Novara U19 Primavera manager and trying to make his way into the management side of football. So, again, guys, I appreciate all the support. Please like, subscribe, comment. Maybe comment a moment or something of Mascara that you really remember, appreciate, or anything Catania related, Palermo related, Sicily related that you can add to this video. Be much appreciated. As always, got stickers if you want any. I'll send you guys any. Sent one to Australia last week. And yeah, keep a lookout on next week's Calcio and Unheralded Legends. Haven't decided what I want to do, but we'll make it a good one. As always, Forza Inter. Ah.